company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. It's Thursday. Do not adjust your sets. It is Thursday, 8:30. We are coming to you a day early or an hour later. That's right. It's a fusion of brilliance this evening. It is the away day guide for Crewe and the traditional press conference reaction show, just fused and melded into one superb, stunning, overflowing beacon of content gravy that we are going to sup at this evening, my friends. And then at 9:30, we're going to take it up a notch. We're going to dig ourselves deeper into the stoppage rounds and dust out the boxing gloves and talk knockouts. That's right, Tyson Fury, Dillian White. There might be knockdowns, but will there be a knockout? Join us at 9:30 if boxing is your thing. Or if you're watching on catch up, as in a later date other than Thursday, it's available now. Just go and find it on the platform. We have got Colin Plum in the room. I've seen Colin Plum's post. It's got Lee Brown in the subject, and I've just merged the two together. Lee Brown, and he's in the room. Welcome in, Mike D. We've got Robert Wilson, Simon and Nikki are here. I hope you're well. Everybody jumping in. We've got a number of topics, but I'm going to start tonight's show, despite it being a fusion of loveliness, with the traditional look at the league table. Friends, only 2 more midweek shows where we look at a league table. Before we look at a new league table, it says we play 0 games. But no, this is the league table traditional. We are currently sitting 11th. I sat here for weeks crying about being in 9th. And you're damn right I'm going to sit here and cry about being in 11th place. Bloody hell. How depressing is that? 11th, 44, 66 points. Most we can finish is 3 points above last year's target, points total. But that's the downside. Let's go ahead and bring in the Queen of Hearts, Amy Down, my usual partner on a Thursday night, the away day guy. We're going to fuse it tonight, Amy. Welcome in. How are you, first and foremost?
I'm looking forward to an absolutely bumper show. What a way to end the away days of this season on an absolutely bumper show. We're going to go into Saturday feeling on a high, I reckon.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. Now, I'm at that stage of my beard growth where every time I talk, my nose is on fire and just wants to, and I just need to itch it. Do you allow your other half to have a beard? Because I know some women, like it. Some don't like it. Where are you on it?
Well, my feeling would be if he wanted to try and tell me what to do with my hair, I'd tell him to naff off. So I would never tell him what to do. But he does prefer to be clean shaven because he's a teacher, so he has to be quite smart for work. So I just think clean shaven is better for him. But actually, my brother-in-law has got a beard that he started growing in lockdown, and it is still going now, and it's pretty Santa Claus-esque.
Well, this is where this one's going. I think, because I was going to have a haircut last week, and she said, no, it costs too much money. So I didn't. So it does cost 27 quid, but so I didn't go.
Oh
right?
Gosh, where do you get your haircut? Or is that just how much it costs down there?
I get a few extras. I'm not going to lie, but I get the ears. The
well,
brows,
that's fair enough. I don't even spend that much.
I get a masseur, a massage. It's rather nice. And I get a lovely cup of coffee. And I would buy anything. I would pay anything for a cup of coffee. Anyway, it is a lot of money. I do have to use a credit card when I go, but. So on that principle, I ain't getting this haircut done now, ever. That's fine. Too much money, I ain't ever going to go back to a barber's ever again. The next time you see me, Amy, for an away day guide, my beard will be touching the floor. Promise you. But
so rather than just say, right, do you know what, I'm going to go find a cheaper haircut, you'd rather just go full beard to make a point.
Well, I had to change my barbers recently because he retired on me. Now know why he's retiring on me. So I used to pay 11 quid. So I was probably paying, 1990 prices. But I thought it was a rather good deal because I've got a haircut and a beard that needs addressing, you see. The haircut is 12 and the beard is, I don't know, 13, 14. So, and then you pay extra for the coffee.
I suppose it is both. It is a 2-for-1 thingy, isn't it?
And people will say, get yourself a beard trimmer. I can't do a ruler with a straight line, a straight line with a loop ruler, let alone actually do a beard trimmer. But there we go. I shoehorned it in. I did say I was going to get that in tonight. We've got £16.50 Lee pays for a haircut. Suddenly, that doesn't look too much of a bad deal what I'm paying there, Lee. Right. Away day guide. There'll be no Google Earthing today, Amy. We are not going to be roaming the streets of Crewe looking for the most outrageous takeaway named place.
I do think I have a good one, though.
Do you have one?
I think so, yeah. Well, I've got one that made me chuckle.
What do you have?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right. Mike D, I'll go full bar experience too, Gov. Hair washes, this is it. Massage, trimmer, hot towel, the works. Yes, Mike D. Me and Mike will see. We paid too much for our Christmas trees and we paid too much for our haircuts. Anyway, moving the show along as my glass of water arrives. Thank you very much. We do. It's all
that's service.
Cheers. We do have a prediction league this week. It is a bumper prediction league, Moss and Phillips, because I've kind of messed it about last couple of weeks with the holiday. So we've got a lot of games: Crewe, Ipswich, Newport, Colchester, Sunderland, Cambridge, Norwich, Newcastle, Southend versus a Bank, Ipswich women versus Oxford women, Peterborough versus Notts Forest, and MK Dons versus Morecambe. Link for that is now coming into the chat. Please do get involved. If you haven't yet got involved, this week is obviously a very good week to get involved, despite it being towards the end of the season, because there is something like 21 points, 24 points on offer this week. So if you're with Cheater McCheatson, otherwise known as Matthew Phillips, you can get yourself right up that list, right up the league table, and back in contention.
He's never pushed himself up that league, has he?
He has, and I put the wrong link in the chat. Sorry, guys. I put the Ko-Fi link in the chat. Which, by the way, if you do want to support us on Ko-Fi, you can do. Don't let me stop you from clicking that link. But I meant to put the prediction league link in. Anyway, right. Let's go ahead and get the best tag team known to man and the best my budget could afford.
Meet the gang, 'cause the boys are here. The boys to entertain you. B-O-B-O-Y-S, boys to entertain you.
Here to entertain you and annoy me.
Matt's got a new hat.
I'm not going to put it on. It's too hot. I've had to put shorts on. There you go. Panic blue vibes.
Very smart.
You need to bend it. You need to bend the peak, Matt.
Yeah. Let's take the sticker off because I'm over 30. Apparently, people over 30 can't have stickers on their hats.
What do you mean by stickers?
There's like, well,
You sticker on the front, don't they?
yeah, there's like a little
logo.
sticker on the front. If you call
Why can't you
well, my brother-in-law told me you've got to take it off, and Rick said he takes his off. I've got to go with the experts.
The kids
Are you a West Ham fan?
He is a West Ham fan, yeah.
No, wouldn't listen then.
How much you pay for a haircut, Matt?
Dunno. Can't remember. 15 quid. They come to my house and it's all in one big lump sum. I don't know.
Well, these days you're paying like 400 quid just in the gas and the leggy, mate.
The missus is about 100 quid. Ridiculous.
I've got mine booked for Saturday, Martin. £25.50 with a beard trim.
See, I'm only getting £2. See, suddenly £27 don't seem so
Isn't
lumpy.
looking so bad,
I've got to
is
look
it?
sharp. I've got to look sharp because I'm obviously off to the dinner on Tuesday night.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are,
You
yes.
should
It's
go back to being bald again. When we started the show, you were bald, weren't you?
No. My missus cried when I done it last time, Matt, in lockdown.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's up to time for everybody.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, well, Phil Mitchell walks through the door. Yeah, you got your dinner next week. What day is it next week?
Tuesday night at Milson's in Kesgrove.
Next
You've
Tuesday.
done, you've done 300 quid, haven't you, for 3 courses?
264, Matt.
Blimey.
260.
Cheaper at the Savoy.
Black tie. Away we go. 3-course dinner, free wine.
Free wine.
Drink on arrival, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's where I'd make my money back.
Yeah.
I'm driving anyway. I need to keep a clear head if I'm talking to James Norwood.
Or Lee Evans.
Yeah. Hi, Lee. Can you
Hi,
unblock
Lee.
me?
Why have you blocked me, Lee?
What is a Lee Evans? Can you tell me?
You can ask him directly.
Still, that's one of the mysteries from the season why Lee Evans blocked you, Cruncher. Because you didn't slag him, did you? You may have done. You
Oh,
might
he
have.
probably did.
Yeah.
Surely we've all blocked Crunch at some point in our lives.
Not me. Not me.
Not
No.
even hinted.
Amy's got you're renowned for blocking people, aren't you? Or you were.
Amy's got blockitis. She
Makes
just likes
life
to
a
hit the block
lot,
button.
more easy.
You're like the fisherman. He's good at blocking people. Then he unblocks people. And he said
Fisherman
he
was brilliant.
on Twitter on
Favourite.
Tuesday, didn't he?
He's coming off Twitter, isn't he?
He's not
Oh,
though.
is he?
He won't.
He won't.
He's
He won't.
well. No, he said pre-game. I'm coming off Twitter, as he calls it. Post-game, end of season. I'm coming. So it's already changed the goalpost on himself in the space of a 90-minute game. So by the next morning, it was I'm probably not going to come off. Mike D, kind of slagging someone off is the Pope of Catholic. Lewis O'Connor, nice to see Matt on the stairs in the Britannia stand Tuesday night and Crunch sitting behind the dugouts. My little boys' first ever game, and they loved it.
I came out of multiple drinks. I had tea. I said hello. Yeah, it was good.
Why'd you have multiple drinks for? You know, something your own?
I had a tea, right? And then I had water. So I drink that before the game starts, and then I had water through the game. Keep hydrated. You don't get 14% body fat by eating chocolate, mate.
14. I always give you 4. Right. Anyway, it is 8:42. ITFC Legends Pack. Make your weekends flow from $14.99. Might be Thursday, but we've still got to plug our partners in.
Friday, haven't we?
Some of you have, I haven't, but yes, we've got to get through Friday. But awaydaybeers.com for subscription and pack purchases, as the Cruncher has done there. Forza Paula. Talking of Forza Paula, we had a sort of a Forza Paula moment.
How low?
Paula.
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 She's Essex.
Paula. It's a Paula. I've got the Italian hand, all right? It's a Paula.
Yeah.
We had a moment on Tuesday, regardless if it's Paula, Paula, or Paul, where Morsey and their centre half comes together, Crunch, and he's taken out.
Yeah.
Is that the headbutt?
Yeah, well, that's the one. That was a bit
Bennett,
sort of 5 minutes.
Joe Bennett, embarrassing, hitting the deck. Look, I agree with you. Last night as I was listening, and you said the referee. What has the referee seen, Martin? Because if you've seen a headbutt, it's a red card.
Yep.
Is he guessed that something's going on? Because it's not a yellow, is it?
No.
It's not a yellow card. It's not yellow.
But
it was a bit of a silly thing to do, though.
It was silly. He does lean in a bit, doesn't he? But it was not enough for.
Oh, he blatantly does. He does it to be a dick, and for that alone, he deserves a yellow card.
I like one.
Maybe that's what it was for, Amy.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. Fair play to him. I'm not complaining about him doing it, but I don't think, like you say, if the ref thought it was a headbutt, then surely it should have been a straight red.
We need more of that within our team. But what I found more funny, Rich, was the referee, having booked Morsey, then proceeds to watch Morsey get manhandled to the bloody deck.
Mike said it wasn't, because where he was sitting, he had his arm around him as well. Look, it was 6 of one, half dozen the other. I said at the full-time show, Martin, if it's anywhere else on the field, we get a free kick there. You see it week in, week out. I think it was the last World Cup, wasn't it, Matt, when they were using VAR? And did we play? Was it Venezuela we played? When we won 6-0? Oh, no, it was Panama. And we took about 2 or 3 penalties, didn't we? Because they were wrestling at the corners. Go to them on there. Yeah. So it's just inconsistent refereeing, Martin.
More maddening because he's looking right at him, Matt. He's looking right at that moment.
Yeah. I've watched it back, and like Amy says, he does lean in, but it's not enough to be a headbutt or B to fall on the ground. C,
definitely
on your head. Not being punched by Fury, is he? Do you know what I mean? Now, Amy, you may not have heard of this. I was sat next to a Norwich fan at the ground on Tuesday.
What, Portman Road?
Yeah, Pete, his name was. He was up cheering us and everything. Well, I think he was born in Suffolk, moved to Norfolk, has got dual support. Yeah, he was loving it.
Nationality.
Yeah. You see,
I'm not sure how I feel. I feel bad enough about people who have two teams, let alone if your two teams are Ipswich and Norwich.
Yeah. You see, how do you know I'm a Norwich fan? I said it's the yellow and green socks giveaway. But no, his brother had told me he was coming, so it was all good. Yeah, it was good. That's the kind of Norwich fan I like. Supporting the town, cheering.
Can't be a real Norwich fan then, can he?
It's a bit
he's
of friendly
one, really.
banter. It's
He
good
knows-
fun.
He knows who the Kings of Anglia are, really.
Yeah,
he does.
exactly. He'll be converted in the next
Yeah.
season. You wait.
We've got Mike D. Won't get out of this horrible league without being a horrible side ourselves. Ben Moore, my captain right there. But we need more of that fight and leadership, I think, in their own ways. We have leaders, but not too many show it. Jason Clayton. Morty dished out a right hook as well. Mr. Horrible, yeah, little slap round the head.
Well, Rich always says we're too nice. And then you get Morsey comes along. Everyone goes, oh, he's got to tone it down a bit. So
We're way too nice. We're way too nice. But he is a walking yellow card, apart from when Martin puts money on him.
Yeah.
Such a bastard, isn't he?
It's the only time this season.
How many's he got? Is that 15 he's got, Martin?
15, and the one time I think, oh, there's a nice bit of easy money to be made here. Bastard keeps his nose clean. What on earth? How do I lose money in a guaranteed bet?
You think they'd take no bets on that, wouldn't you? It's such a foregone
It was
conclusion.
3-1.
Exactly.
Was it?
Yeah, I was like, that's easy money. That's like taking, candy from a baby. And then he proceeds to not even go near a player. And arguably as his worst game. Anyway, it's not a Glaswegian kiss, is it? Says Ben Moore. Fair
It's
point.
10 yellows here. 10 yellows and
10.
3 reds.
Still
Well,
10.
One red and one. He didn't get a red for that other one, did he? But I suppose retrospectively,
But in a way, that's quite a good thing. The referee did what he did, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Because
you can't look at it.
Yeah,
you can't retrospective it.
Can't be re-refereed. Yeah, absolutely.
What a shame. Oh dear, never mind.
Yeah.
Right, we have got a will this week. I thought, how are we going to fuse these two wonderful shows together? So I thought, let's bring the will out of its retirement.
Great.
Don't send it off on its holidays just yet.
2-0 to Burnley, Matt. 2-0 to Burnley tonight.
Look at that, you see. Suddenly sacking
Massive.
Sean Dyche was a master stroke, wasn't it, all of a sudden? But we've got a couple of things on the wheel. When it lands, I'll give you a little bit more information, but basically we'll take it in turns. We'll start with Rich at the bottom, then Matt, then Amy, one at a time, off the wheel.
Didn't we have Greek music when Connor Chaplin was on?
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah, it's good.
We loved it.
We
Yeah.
legitimately did, yeah. So, a bit like Mock the Week, really. The topic will come up. I'll tell you what the topic is, and then you can tell me what your thoughts and opinions are. Said topic is. You can do it in a funny way if you like, or you can do it in a factual way.
Looks like you've only got half on there.
I was going to say we're missing.
Are you missing something? Looks like you've only got half on there.
No, well, it's got. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
We've only
Hang on.
got 4 topics.
Hang on.
Oh, we're still going wrong, isn't it?
Mine
Hang
and
on.
the buttons, honestly.
What is going on with the wheel? Why is the
Oh,
wheel? It's not my.
It's
It's not
creaky.
my fault. I don't pay for this.
Wheel in the bin.
Information, do I?
We're in the bin.
We're stuck in the mud.
Will's going on holiday.
While we've got time to kill, Amy Collins says he is looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. What pub are you going to?
Very good question. I'm certain that will come up later on,
Okay,
but
okay.
we're
We don't wanna
actually
spoil
not
the
sure.
concept. Right.
So send me some suggestions, Colin, and we'll have to make sure that we meet up. But I think what I'm going to do is like head out and then work my way back down the main road. Mike's just asked as well about wine, in honor of Crunch, which is something I never thought I'd say, but I am on the 19 Crimes tonight.
Go on, Amy. Get in there. Look at that.
We had the
19
rosé version at the Easter party we had here on Easter Friday. 19
Perfect.
I do really like the red. I saw you talking about it on here, and I was like, oh, I'll give that one a try. And it's as loads of people have told you on Twitter, I know, but it's on offer at Morrison's at the minute.
Apparently, there's a very famous fish and chip shop opposite Gresty Road.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been in there.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can smell it.
Colin, you don't need
While
to
you're
take
in the
your rolls
ground.
with you. You can get fish. He might be changing his rolls. What do you
No.
think he's going for? What do you think he's going for?
So it's going to be cheese. We had ham and mustard, didn't he? Saturday. It's going to be cheese and pickle. It's
Oh, hang on. He's got it first time.
It's either one or the other, isn't it? How are we doing with the wheel?
We're still working on the wheel. We're still trying to coax the wheel out of
Talk
its.
amongst ourselves while you sort it
Yeah,
out.
we're still just trying to coax the wheel ever so. If you're all good boys and girls, we might get the wheel out of its retirement home. But you've got to say abracadabra, alakazam. Fuck it, I'm just going to go
Accio
one.
wheel.
I'm just going to go one
Maybe
by one.
how many away games have you been to this season? That's normally your thing, isn't it?
But
Not enough.
me,
Yeah.
do you know what? I haven't counted them up actually, which I normally have done by the end of the season. It's not many because my first game wasn't till September, I think it was.
Accrington Stanley.
Accrington was
Who
the
are they?
first one. That's
I'm
right.
not going there again
No, never again.
until next season.
There was Cambridge, Wigan. I'm trying to think what November was. Wigan
Fleetwood.
was
Did you go to Fleetwood
December.
or was it Morecambe you were at?
No, I was down in
You haven't seen a win
London.
yet?
You were at
There,
Morecambe.
I saw
You
a
were at
win
Morecambe.
at Donny in February,
Nice. Yeah.
then
very good.
Morecambe, and then Morecambe was my most recent one. I didn't get to one. I didn't have one in March. I made the decision that rather than go to Rotherham away, I'd rather be on holiday in Cornwall. So,
Fair enough. Who can
as
blame
it turned out, it was a good decision. So actually, not very many this season, but the main reason for that was that I did get married just before the start of last year.
And
So
your name is now Fieldhouse. Have I got this right?
Fieldhouse Downs. I've double barreled it.
Now I said to the boys there, that makes for a very long email address, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
Oh,
Right,
hello.
we've got it. Let's go.
Whoa, hang on.
I had to tell the wheel.
He's
It
still
could
only
be
got
any.
4 topics. He's still only got 4 topics in there, Matt.
Right.
Not adding any on, has he?
No, I'm not adding anything on.
He's had
Matt
one job.
Phillips,
He's had one
close
job.
eye on Raheem Harper. McKenna said today we're keeping a close eye on Raheem. So, what are your thoughts on Mr. Harper? What's his future looking like?
He won't play Saturday, presumably.
He
against-
certainly won't be playing Saturday, no.
I don't know. Wait, I mean, look, me and Rich were talking earlier on the phone about midfield options for next season, and is Raheem going to be in the mix?
No.
I find it hard to believe he might be, but he's still got quite a big contract, is he not? Like 2-3 years to go.
Yeah. We were talking about midfielders yesterday, and it might surprise you because I mean, he's at Crewe on loan. Crewe have got relegated. He's not sort of scored 100 goals, so immediately people say,
What did you
Isn't
say
good
when
enough.
you went there? You wanted how many goals
Can't
and how
be
many
in the bin.
assists?
well, yeah, he hasn't smashed any of those ratios.
He got a
So
lovely assist against some team, but it was for the opposition, Matt.
it was a great assist.
Martin does see the best in everybody, doesn't he?
We
And he's
do.
done that for Harper.
I do. But I'm just looking at his sofa score stats, right? So yesterday we spoke about the midfields on the show, Matt. We had Sam Morsey with the best pass completion rate of 88%. Carroll with 84, Elmis with 82, and Backinson with 79.
See,
Harper's
now, this is where it's bullshit because Carroll just passes backwards.
well, it's a pass completion rate, mate. It's not a pass completion rate in one
He
direction.
runs faster up and down the wing, warming up on Tuesday night than he does when he's on the pitch. Guys, mate, get him gone. He can go. He can go.
With Harper, is it out on loan again? Is it squad player? Is it gone permanently? Because it's just to let you know, his pass completion rate is 82%. He's got 1 assist. He's created 1 big chance, and he's got 0.2 key passes. Which when you look against the rest of our midfield, it actually isn't that bad.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Like he's one of these players, like Chris from West Brom told us. He's got all.
Why did he back?
Oh, Crunch is leaving. Doesn't want to be part of the Raheem Harper. Don't be slacking, people. Chris at West Brom told us he was on the verge of signing for Celtic. Juventus were linked with him. All the potential in the world, and for whatever reason, maybe typically he comes to town and he's not really cut it, has he? He looked all right at the start of the season, I suppose. But he was in with Evans, wasn't he, in that too?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we know that wasn't really a good midfield because of the start of the season and the fact they got Morsey in, didn't they? But I don't know what the future holds for him. It would not surprise me if he's given a free transfer. Especially as McKenna's never seen him play. But he might give him the pre-season, Amy, and then think to himself, and then make a decision. I don't know. He's under contract, isn't he?
I think it's important to remember he's still young, isn't he? And
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
that's why we picked him up. And we
he's only
talk
22.
about wanting to get players and develop them. And we've also seen how well McKenna's done with other players within the teams in terms of developing them over the last what are we on 4 months now. So I'd love to give him a chance, but then I feel the same about Bon. I'd get him again just to give him another chance. So I'm a bit of a softie when it comes to
You're too soft for this game.
Just for Matt.
Definitely.
Raheem Harper, Matt.
These are from our first ever shows.
Thing is, though, I said yesterday I'd keep Backinson. Got a good potential in him. He's growing every week. Could be a better player in 12 months' time than he is today.
Yeah.
Mike D says he would keep Harper and bin Backinson. I've got an argument for that as well, really, based on the stats.
Maybe it's just a coin thing. I mean, look, Amy's right. Raheem's only 22. Here we are writing his career off at 22. Here we are saying Tristan Nyden was retired at practically the same age.
True.
What an early age to retire at. So perhaps we are heaping too much pressure on him a little bit. Perhaps he will. Like Amy's right. Perhaps he will thrive under McKenna when he comes back. You just don't know, do you?
Could you get along, Amy, with a midfield depth chart, to nick an American phrase, of Morsey, Evans, Backinson and Harper, with El Miz out on loan, Carroll told adios amigo?
Yeah, I
could?
think I could. Yeah. I think the vast majority of those have shown themselves to be decent this season, haven't they? But like Matt's spot on as to see what the pre-season is. And look, if he's got a big contract, what have we got to lose? Just see how he does in pre-season. And if it's not working, send him out on loan for a bit more experience. We can always let him go in January if it's really not happening.
Whereas
it just seems a shame to give up on something that had so much potential.
That's far too logical an argument.
It is. But then Rich was so vehemently shaking his head, I thought he was almost sick in his mouth. You didn't like what I said there.
We need a quality midfielder in the summer.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We need someone who can play in that midfield. It might be Sam Morsey, Martin, but we need someone in there who can get 10 goals. Get like he did on Tuesday night, that goal where he got into the box, didn't he?
Ghosted him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we want. Someone like that, because we're going to need goals from all areas. You know, we
I don't really
get. Go on, Amy.
I don't really get the obsession that people have with the midfielders need to score. If we had strikers who were scoring, we wouldn't need the midfielders to score. And I'd rather put the money into there, because what we have seen this second half of the season is more chances. There definitely are much more chances than there were under Cook. So we know that midfield is supplying what they should
when
be.
You're only playing one striker, which we do, Amy, it's a lot of pressure on that guy to score them goals. Like going back in the day when we had Matt Holland, we had Tommy Miller, we had David Norris. They could all get in the box and they could all score a goal. So if you're only playing one up front, which we seem likely that we're going to do at the minute, look, we spoke about Chaplin at the weekend saying he should probably play further forward because he's got 10 goals, which is a decent return, I think, Matt, for someone who's played in a position that even he said in the post-match on Tuesday night that he's normally played as that striker. So I want to see Connor in a 2 or further forward than when he was the other night, because you had him and Selena. They do the same job. You only need one there. That's just my opinion. But
we are. If you look at the league table, you know, you've got your Wigan on 70, who've scored 76. MK Dons have scored 71. Wednesday have scored 71. Wickham have scored 72. We're about 10 goals anywhere between 9 to 12 goals away from that level. So that's what we're missing. That isn't all midfielders, though, Matt, is it? As Amy was sort of alluding to, and it's also not all strikers. Your centre halves we need to chip in with 3 apiece.
Well,
that's 6 of the 10.
When we used to have Berra the Braveheart, I used to call him.
Chambo.
And Chambo and Tommy Smith used to get goals. We were scoring goals from set pieces. Yeah. We already know McKenna said that that's a position that we're not scoring from. But as Richard
corners don't even get past the first man. Let alone find someone to score it.
But we have scored, as Richard rightly said previously, we've scored 14 of those goals we've got this season in just 3 games. Donny, Portsmouth, Wickham. So,
but then if you look at things, Matt, and you think of Macaulay, I said on Sunday, Amy, if anyone had sat on here in October when he had 11 goals in 16 games and said that he wouldn't get 20, probably people would have said he'd get 25. No one would have believed us, would they?
Yeah.
I'd have been accused of being a hatchet again. Can you imagine it?
It's gutting, that, isn't it? Because what's better than having a guy who plays for Ipswich, who's come from the North Stand and is representing all the fans on the pitch? But I know you said you'd keep him, Amy, and Ben Moore said he would in a heartbeat. But he's got 1 goal since October. It's a difficult argument that to keep him, isn't it?
I have got strikers on the list. Let's move. That's a natural move way over to that. Amy, you said you'd keep Macaulay Bonne. I would keep Macaulay Bonne as well, but I want to know your reasoning behind keeping Macaulay Bonne. What's your reasoning before I give it to the 2 lads to debate it back.
Well, because I think at the start of the season he proved what he's capable of, and I think there is no person on that pitch who feels more passionate about this club than that boy. And there is absolutely nobody that I've met so far who would say he doesn't put in 100% effort. It's not like, Cruncher's mate Gnaws, it's not like he sort of sits back a bit sometimes from the game, doesn't he? And he don't always seem to be bothering. But that's really harsh to say that. But I do think that Bon is always trying hard. I think that it's not just him, it's the game that he creates, if that makes sense. When I see him play, we have more chances. Admittedly, we never score them because it comes down to him. I just think he's under a lot of pressure at the moment, which started from a really hard personal time at the start of the year. He's probably still recovering from that. And as we all know, when you've hit a low point, whether it's just even if you just have a dodgy day at work or whatever, it takes a little while to recover from it. And the longer he goes without scoring, the harder it is going to be to score. Part of me thinks I'd quite like to just give him the chance to draw a line under this season, give him the summer to start again, have the whole year under McKenna and none of all the changes and everything that's happened. And again, maybe even if we just renew the loan, if that's an option. I'm not sure whether I'd buy him, but I like him, and for me, Matt's just said exactly what I feel. It's that story behind it. Maybe that's me and my PR head, but it is beautiful. And on that day when we get promoted to the Premier League in 3 years' time or whatever it'll be, it's how amazing would it be if it's him lifting the cup? It would be very special.
I want to sign him, but I tell you to get that out of your head right now because that's not going to happen. But you never know. It's a romantic fairy tale. I would sign him.
I'm tearing up here.
I would sign him because he's an explosive player off the bench, particularly. I can't think of many better off the bench, and his love for the. I would, and his love for the club.
What's he done off the bench then, Martin? That he's explosive because he's not scored a goal off the bench.
I think right now he's in his own head. In his own head.
He knows he's going. I think that's
I think he knows he needs a goal, and he's in his own head, and he needs the end of the season more than anybody else because it's that slate wiped clean. You don't score the number of goals he scored by fluke. He scored some very instinctive goals in the early part of the campaign.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
He then hit the issues that we won't go into.
Yeah.
He's then got into his own head. But in all honesty, Rich and Matt, we don't play fast enough from Macaulay Bonne. I've never seen a striker make as many moves as he does with a team that doesn't pass forward as quickly as he needs them to pass forward. But by the time they think, actually, you know what, I might pass it, he's offside. He makes the move. He checks.
If you're looking in the chat there, you've got 90% of the people telling you that he's going. And I think that's the problem, that he knows he's going. McKenna don't fancy him, Martin. He's hardly played him. He played him on Tuesday. To me, he showed nothing. I totally agree with Amy about his personal problems. Right? I get that. Yeah. I get he's passionate to play for Ipswich Town. So are all we. We'd love to play for Ipswich Town. Everyone in the chat would love to play for Ipswich Town. Fairy tales in football are very, very rare, you know. If we're sitting here in 3 years' time and Macaulay Bonne scored the goal to get us to the Premier League, I'll tell you what, I will eat my hat. He will not be here
with the sticker
next
on it.
season. He will not be here next season, but I'll tell you what we should do, and I totally agree with Lewis last night, Martin. He said some really good words. That Charlton game, you know, you should pay him the respect that he deserves, and Selena, because these people... This is where we come back to this season. It's not been great, but I think the love for our football club has come back with these people on the pitch because we sort of feel it a little bit. Sort of Wes Burns as well, you know. We're getting them people that we sort of when like Matt Holland was here, Amy. You know that we all love Matt Holland. You know, Martin saved his pocket money, didn't he, when he went? But you've got that affinity with these people. But I just think. We need to remove the blue-tinted glasses a little bit with Macaulay. And I think, look, he's done well. He's got 12 goals. He's probably going to be our top scorer. But I just don't think he fits the type of football that we want to play under McKenna. I don't think he's good enough.
Let me come back with 3 points with that one. 3 points. First point is I'm watching the game because many people in the chat disagree with me, as you've said. Some asking me what game I watch. I'm watching the game from the side-on view. I'm seeing a striker that, and the argument I will hear about us a lot of times is we don't play fast enough. But that also does lead itself to the striker as well, who, by the way, is making a run and then having to come back onside to make another run, and then come back onside to make another run. Can only do that so many times before the ball's played forward, and he is inevitably offside. The second one I would say is one up front is the way McKenna plays currently. We expect him to play the same way again next year. It's not going to be easy, Matt, sourcing a striker that knows he's coming to sit on the bench unless he's got a love for the club in his heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've said this before, haven't you? I mean, if you're playing one up front, then chances are going to be limited, aren't they? I don't think if McKenna gets the players in that he wants, I wouldn't say we're limited to one up front. If you look at his career at Man United with the under-18s, whatever age group team he had, he played a lot of different formations. So I don't think he's particularly... Look, he's a young coach. I don't think he's going to be tied to like a 4-2-3-1 like Cook was, particularly. I think he'll be moving pieces. I mean, you got a hint of that in the fan forum, didn't you, when you see its rather principles of the game over formations and things. So, I mean, it could be quite fluid. Personally, I'd like to play 2 strikers. I just think we've got a better chance of scoring.
I agree with Mike there.
Exactly.
How many times has he got offside, Martin, in a game?
Too many, but I'm telling you, I believe that's down to how fast we don't play, as Colin says. We don't play fast.
I mean, look, as Amy said earlier, he was certainly on fire in those first 2 months. I mean, we was all clamouring for that signing at ASAP. As soon as January the 1st opened up, we said, what we're going to pay? We was all sitting here debating what we would pay. I think there's a different air about Macaulay at the moment. Like, if you think back to like the Sheffield Wednesday game when he hid behind the keeper and forced that mistake, it doesn't feel like he's got that in him at the moment. Maybe he's been trying too hard. Maybe it's a culmination of all the things Amy said earlier. I don't know. But
a few comments. Lewis, if Harper stays, he competes for number 10. Expect he goes back on loan again. Mike D says, get Brannigan and bin them both. Matt Stannard, Harper player of the season next season for Crewe. Absolutely.
You didn't say where?
I didn't. And I didn't say when. I didn't say what year. 1 year he will be. And I'm going to fucking sit here and go, come on. Told you all I'd be right. Lewis, make sure I do. I will. Watch me. Lewis Robinson, 14 goals, came in 3 games though. Wickham pumping. But Donny, Chris Boyd, we're going to have won 26 with 3 games to go. We've won 17 with 2 to go. We don't need 10 goals. We need players that will get us 10 more wins. But that could be 10 goals, 1-0 wins. You know, particularly.
Wigan were unbelievable. And in all respect to Barry, he's come on the show and we love Barry. He's a great guy, great pod. Had Rich on there in the week. They have to be the most unconvincing team, top of the table I've ever seen at Pullman Road. It was just like...
Give us
It's not in one game though, Matt. It's over the season.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, look, they only had like 2-3 chances and scored 2 goals. I suppose you could say they're quite clinical, but I don't know. There wasn't much there for me, but fair play to them. They're at the top of the table for a reason. Yeah, absolutely.
Craig at Portsmouth, unfortunately, a no from me for Bon. Mike D, all about intelligence. All about movement is intelligence, and pay respect for what? Taking the money and finishing 11th. Talking of cutting and running, Tyreece Simpson, Mr. Moss, informed the club he will not be here.
There we go. Slagging players.
This is a man that doesn't slag players. Over to you, Sam.
Come on, put everyone back on. Come on. Look, the writing's been on the wall for a long time with him. When he's come back, I've read some stories tonight about he's had to be cleaning his own boots. Different stories. I don't know how much of it's true. But am I sad he's going? Not really. Like you said to me on the phone, Matt, what was it? You don't miss what you've never had.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
he's done nothing for this football club. He scored 11 goals in League 2. Aaron Drinnan has scored 15 goals, I think, in League 2.
Yes.
So it's all about levels.
Look at his face. Was he frozen? I can't work out.
And he's probably had some bad advice. He's probably had some bad advice from his agent. No one knows what goes on behind the scenes. Has he got? I think I was reading. I think he might go to a higher up club and they might sort of develop him, Martin. But was he ever going to be the answer next season? No. You know, he's a young lad, still wet behind the ears.
Hey,
Rich, he's going. Not really, because he doesn't want to be at this football club. We want people who want to play for Town.
Yeah.
You know, if they think they're a little bit better than the football club, it's like Mark Ashton said at the forum. What did he say, Martin, about we're not going to be agent driven?
Yeah.
You know, his agent's trying to get in. I don't know. But I don't think he was ever signing that contract when they brought him back.
No.
People wanted him in the first team, Matt. We've been struggling for goals. He hasn't had a look in. Like I said to you on the phone, he hasn't even got on the subs bench. So
well, I'll tell you,
I've got no ill. Listen, I've got no ill about anybody if they want to go somewhere else. Fair enough, because they're only in the game for a short while. You know, I'm not going to be really harsh on him. He's a young lad, so good luck to him wherever he goes.
Yeah. Well,
but he might not go because we've still got that 12-month option.
Well, this is it. And I've just
If we would probably
Googled
trigger.
Lord, show me miracles. And this is what came up. So there you go. 15 goals in League Two. Unbelievable.
They do like him. They do like him down there.
It's a miracle.
I'm going to watch them. I'm going to watch them on the 7th of May.
Are you really?
I'm going Orient Tranmere well, because Town finished on the 30th. I thought I'd do another game. I've never been to Brisbane Mode, Matt, so I'm going to go and see Triniesta.
Did you not go when Jordan Henschel dangled that leg?
No, never been there.
Didn't, and that was it. Never saw him again under me.
When Rich called me
Alex
earlier,
Henschel.
Alex Hensel, not Jordan. Alex.
yeah.
It's a governism. It's a governism.
Used to be at Man City. When Rich called me earlier, he mentioned one name to me that Lewis Robinson just referenced. Benyu. Where's he now, Rich? Benyu?
Kundi Benyu. He went to Celtic and now he's playing in the third division of Iceland football. So there you go. Kev.
Powerhouses.
Honestly. I don't know. I mean, look, I think Tyreece will probably end up at Swindon. They like him there. I don't know if they can still get promoted. I think they were just outside the playoff zone. Makes sense for him to go there, especially if he's on a free or whatever. Good luck to him. But we need better than Tyreece Simpson if we're going to be getting out of this division and start changing for top two.
Yeah.
We need to be looking at maybe 8, like as Richard said previously, like that Vyman at Bristol City. We'd be looking at championship strikers.
Who's that? Kukamoa.
Yeah.
In the comments there. Can't blame Simpson. He went from playing regularly each week to sitting on his arse. I think it was a bit of a strange one that they recorded, Matt.
Well, there was obviously issues, wasn't there? Because they were obviously, while he was away at Swindon, they were obviously talking to his agent and they were probably playing silly buggers. But I mean, we said way back, didn't we, when we went to Carrow Road and tweeted, I'm at Carrow Road and whatever. And I was like,
hang on. You did. We didn't.
Yeah, that's taking the piss, as I said to you earlier. You wouldn't expect an Arsenal player to go to White Hart Lane and go, but look where I am. So I think the writing was on the wall from there on in.
You didn't like that, did you? There you go. Tyreece, it is what it is. Mike D, Drennan ran into the ball 15 times. Ball flew into the top corner.
He made where he scored his only goal.
He made 15 slide tackles.
Great tackle.
Scored at Crewe, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a game we had Don and Amy on as the match day ticket contributors. That was a great afternoon.
Kenny Bishop got a red card in that game, I remember.
Just shows you what fine lines are, though. Do you remember he hit the bar against Wigan on the opening day? He could have.
Oh, yeah, everyone was.
He might have gone on fire like his
him.
Orient. You never know. We never know now.
No, we do. We do.
Haters will always hate, won't they?
Yes, we will. Finally, before we go on to the Crewe, etc., Amy, season tickets. The club sort of said today that the Town are on course for highest season ticket sales in a decade.
16K? Wasn't that last year that I said that?
This
was
is
last
terrible.
year.
I think you did, didn't you?
So, highest sale in a decade. What do you think of that?
Oh, firmly to be expected, isn't it? And a sign of exactly how much the club has done in the last 12 months. They won an award as well, a community award, during the week, was it? Or last week? I think it was last week. Oh, sorry, you're right. They've been shortlisted, haven't they? That's it. For work in the community or something like that. And that's just a sign of the different direction we've taken under the new owners, which is what they promised. And whether the stuff like the community things were already in the pipeline, we'll never know. But I just think it's a sign of what we've got to come. We just need to make sure that whatever's happening on the no point in having 16,000 people in the stand if you're going there to watch a 0-0 draw against Bolton on a Tuesday night.
Yeah. Now, I've asked you, Amy.
Please, Johnny come latelys.
Here he comes.
Start queuing for the toilet, the car park, get a drink. I liked it. It was 8,000 for Barrow. That was perfect for me. 3 sides.
You're a miserable sod, aren't you?
Sit where I sit. I walked straight into the toilets last week. It was great.
Johnny come latelys. Where were they 10 years ago?
I've got no problem with them, Matt, except when they make an absolute scene on the stairwells because they don't want to know where they're
ticket brigade.
Yes. Just get out of the way. Let's have two lines on the stairwells. One for us regulars that know where we're going, and the ones that clearly have to ask a steward, who, by the way, has not been asked for a seat in about 20 years. So he goes, I think it's this section here. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, annoying. I just want regulars there. That's it for me. I'd cap all these people. They can't come in. Were you there in 2010? No. Go away. That'd be it for me.
Were you there when John Nolan was pirouetting around midfield?
Exactly.
The answer is no.
We were there. Where were you?
Do not come in. Oh, great. What a fab platform this is.
It's going to be
Were you there
return of
when
the super fans next season, is it? We're better fans than you because we go to more games.
Exactly.
No,
You've got to pay
nothing
your
like
dues.
that.
You've got to come through
Nothing
the
like
years.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt,
Much
you
money
are
we
a
put in this
miserable
club.
sod.
Thousands. And they're all
Kids in
turning
the
up.
cobalt, says Ben. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Ben. I hear they're letting kids in the North Stand next year because you're going to go across there. So don't worry about that.
Ben, Ben
Yeah,
to the North Stand.
Go to the North Stand, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. They're all about 12 in there, aren't they?
Make sure you start singing then. You've got to go in the North Stand and sing.
When are you going across there, Rich?
Season after next.
There you go. So there, Moby, £5 super sticker.
Brilliant,
Thank you
mate.
very much, Moby. We appreciate you. Star Crewe. Where were you there in the Chamas Priskin?
Exactly. Did you have to suffer that? Then you can come to the games. Absolutely.
It's all said in jest, ladies and gentlemen. I have to stress we are just simply having a little bit of a laugh. Thank you very much, Moby. We really do appreciate it. We really do. How many were at your party over Easter, Matt? Just you?
No, there were 31. So I had that Easter Friday, and then we spent the next 3 days clearing up. It was knackering. Don't ever invite family over ever again. That's my advice.
No.
Get to their house and you can just go.
My advice is better than that, Matt. My advice is don't invite anyone over. Full stop.
I mean, look, that's my mantra, but I was outvoted. So.
Well, he's miserable, isn't he? Because he was taking a mick about mine and yours dress sense the other day, wasn't he? When I'm getting them nice pair of swimming shorts from the Terrace Life.
Yeah, really good. Now,
what did you say? What did you say, Martin?
Martin said we had no fashion sense, right? I was wearing Adidas trainers. I had a barber coat on and a pretty green tracksuit top, and Martin's in like bloody Mr. Byright or whatever. I mean, I can understand. I think we're fashionable guys, Rich. What do you think?
Yeah. And he pipes up over there. I wouldn't wear any football. What was it you said? I can't remember.
I can't imagine wearing any football apparel anywhere but a football stadium.
Apparel. Very American.
But Matt come back with, you never go out. I came back with, Amy, your wife tells you what to wear.
Which were both incredibly fair and accurate points upon reflection.
I might even buy socks, everybody.
For which I came back with nothing but, yeah, that is a good point.
Look, it's not what you're wearing, it's who you're out with. So if you're out with Rich, you're on a loser already.
Well, you are with him. He looks at his knees.
Well, holiday. I'm on the countdown, Matt.
Moby.
Maldives. Very good.
Wow.
Quick quote from the panel. Crunch reckons Burns. I reckon Walton. Who's been the best addition to the town? Great question.
Oh, Morsey, 100%.
Yeah, Morsey.
Our midfield was terrible until he turned up. And then look at his debut, the 6-0 against Doncaster. Walton has been really good, though. I do agree. He has been really good.
And I think with Walton, he was the most important signing as well. Like he was a new keeper, a reliable keeper is the thing we've needed since Bart left. So he, for me,
better than Bart,
was the most important.
Probably.
No, he's 11th in League One.
Don't start.
I think that would be very rose-tinted glasses at the moment. No, I
Martin
think
didn't rate him, Amy. Martin didn't rate him because he said, where did he come on your Bristol Stalls chart?
The Bristol Stalls chart.
Things progress.
Poor old Martin's getting a right drubbing today. You want to go back to our normal, nice, happy, friendly Thursday
This is
night.
what you get, Amy, when you come on with me and Matt. Come on.
It's lively here.
Things progress. That's all I'm going to say. And
Walton's been an excellent signing. I don't think anyone can say that he's not. Yeah. And he'll win us a lot of points next season when we win the league.
I think he's the most important signing. I would agree with Moby, not just because he's paid £5, but I would agree with Moby because
money will agree with you.
Absolutely. But I was thinking Tuesday, funnily enough, while watching the game from my Cobble stand, brilliant seats, that he is a really assured goalkeeper that is finally somebody that is ours and not going into a summer with a lone goalkeeper or a big question mark over the position. So it's a
great point there.
Colin
makes a great point there. Burns and Walton have been brilliant. Where would it be without Burns' goals? Away mid-table, right?
Yeah.
But then Morsey is a tone setter. I do say that. I do. Yeah, he sets the tone of when he's injured.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody who knows him said to us, you tried telling Sam he's not going to play. Like, you know, he is a warrior, and he sets the tone. He sets the tone.
Still here next
tell you what.
Yeah.
You think the championship club might look at him and go,
what, 31? walking red card? I don't think so.
We can go in for him, Matt, because I see Liam Richardson praising him after the game.
Yeah,
Well, he's played for Wigan before.
exactly.
I don't think he'd go. I don't think he'd go anywhere.
Did you like celebration
Yeah, it's good that.
after he scored? I did. Love that in a modern game. Fuck the sentiment bollocks. I've scored a goal. Let's have
You
it.
see too many of these when they score against their ex-team, they're like not doing anything, and I think, what are you doing?
He also does a little prayer thing, doesn't he? That's good, I like
Yeah, kisses the grass.
Yeah.
But I'm all for people when they're scoring against their old team, literally running the full length of the pitch like Tommy Smith started against Norwich and just giving it some. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to make sure they know you scored.
That geezer from Arsenal against Man City, wasn't it? Who was that?
Yeah.
Adebayor.
Yeah,
Adebayor, yeah.
Adebayor, that's it. Yeah.
Will Keane, Tuesday night.
Well,
You
Will
know,
Keane annoyed me
He
doing
would
that.
have looked like an utter pillock if he'd celebrated like that, and then we ended up drawing the game. Like, it
Well-
would have been a bit different if we'd have battered them.
We
Well,
gave
but
him this club gave him a chance. That annoyed me a little bit. Because he
Although-
was scrappy, wasn't
Didn't annoy me. I thought it was shithousing at its finest. I thought it was quite
he?
good.
Well, we do admire that as well, yeah.
Well, if someone gives you a bit of stick, you give them a bit back.
I think if you score in the very next moment, like that's not
How
wasn't even
small
5
did he
minutes
feel? How
later.
small did that bloke feel? I've just chucked the ball at him, and then he goes and scores from the corner.
But we've
Yeah,
got
that was a good goal.
terrible history with this. We did it to Nelson Oliveira
Yeah.
when he was at Reading. He scored literally the moment we gave the ball back to him, and he came and shushed us all up. Then we've got Will Keane. Then we're singing "What's the Score?" Will Keane. So he thinks, right, fuck this. I'll
Yep.
equalise then.
Why are
That'll
we
show
singing?
you.
Why are we singing? We're 11th in the league. Why are we singing top of the league? You're having a laugh.
They are-
They're
gallows
going up, and
humour,
we're
isn't
11th.
it?
Alan Lee, when he scored for Norwich, that was another one.
Yeah.
David
Same
Rogers.
reason, Rich. We've
David
seen
Nugent.
Hart now here. Norwich ran away. Yeah, all the way to the Premier League. We just, that annoys me.
Yeah, they're just traditional songs, aren't they?
Yeah, but don't sing in the same game like with Will. Especially Will Keane. He's already shut you up once. Why go and do it again? Why? Why?
It was annoying that he was like a gazelle or greyhound. He looked good, to be fair to him. You can see why he's got 20 plus goals, absolutely.
Cockamurra coming with the Olivier did a least injury his hamstring in that game.
Yeah.
Darren thinks every manager says nice things about us and best team they've played. Unfortunately, 11th in League One means 10 other teams must sit down.
Yeah.
We've got to do a show in the summer where it's like our top 5 shithouse moments, because Leroy Leiter for Norwich is up there for me, where he tells the referee about Gareth McCauley and his cut, and then he scores the goal from the fucking free kick. That's the top moment. It's against us, but it's a top shithouse moment. It really is.
Yeah, good show.
And he
that.
would have been there to stop it as well. That'd be a
Yeah.
good show.
Was that
What
the
do
2-2 game, mate?
Yes.
Yeah,
When we were
Yeah.
waving the £20 notes when Evans had come in.
That's right.
loads of money.
You
Rich
got
was
Lee,
there.
is it Gary Croft that played for them, Rich?
Lee Croft. Gary
Lee
Croft played for us,
Gary
didn't
Croft.
Yeah,
That's
Gary
right.
Croft, Lee Croft,
No, I
yeah.
started with Lee Croft. If you watch this show back, and then changed it to Gary, thinking I know Gary Croft. That's why I know Gary Croft. There we go. But no, Lee Croft, and he walks away with the whole 1-0 behind his back
Yeah,
after he scored the goal.
Fat little chubby bloke, wasn't he? Played
I
on the
wasn't
right.
going to mention his
Yes.
weight crunch, but as you mention it, yes, he was it was rather portly.
Chubby fella.
Right, we'll move to
You know
Crewe
what come
now.
up today on my timeline? Ipswich 1, Norwich 5.
Oh,
Ooh.
joy. Thank you for that one.
Great goal from Bullard, though.
Highlights. Aaron Lee
You're right,
Barrett
goal from
stinking that
Bullard.
night. Oh, my Lord. What an awful goalkeeper.
Even the bravest bloke in Game of Thrones looked really, really, really weak against an onslaught of a cavalry, Jon Snow. So Aaron Lee Barrett that night had no chance. I'm just
Aaron
going to
Lee
say
Agreed.
that to you right
Yeah.
now. Right, recharge your glasses. 1 to 11s are
Hello, you
coming.
lovely lot. I am here very quickly to discuss Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection, run by Ipswich Town fan Graham. So you know you're in good hands if you go with Woodpecker Mortgages and Protection. I want to discuss the income protection service they do with you. You all know me and you all know my story. Literally one day I went out into that big wide world, a scary world, and I had an injury which left me disabled and unable to work. Just like that, I lost my income. Just like that. That's a click there. Crazy. This may have been an answer to a prayer, because obviously when you can't work, you can't earn. And when you can't earn, your bills are still going to be there wanting to be paid, like children needing to be fed. This could have been an answer to my prayer and taken some stress away from me and let me focus on my mental and physical health. Income protection insurance, it's not for everybody, but it might be for you. So give Graham a call on 01636 337 447 or email graham@woodpeckermortgages.co.uk. And I must say, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up repayments on your mortgage. You know it makes sense, you lovely people.
Right. Sorry, I took you all off and then thought, I ain't brought you all back yet. I was seriously singing Lee Barrett, as Matt Stanner was putting in the chat. But 1 to 11s, then we'll have score predictions, and we'll finish with the player connections, and then we've got to kick basically you two out.
Is it me versus mine tonight, Amy?
It is, yeah. Come on.
Look at this
We
list.
can add Matt in as well. I hadn't my apologies, Matt. I hadn't realised it was all of us.
He's got a
tonight,
list, miss.
Oh, then he can't.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, Matt can tell us the ones that we don't get, because I do know I managed to find 4. And,
I've got 7.
That's
so
all right.
you're
I've
gonna
got a
absolutely
website open in
smoke
front
this
of me. It's
game.
got all of them on.
I've got 7, but I've got 2.
You
two
better not
little-
be cheating.
No cheating.
You'll be disqualified for the whole season.
Yeah, DQ.
All season, it's got what? 1 more game. Oh, 2, actually.
How
Oh,
are
no.
you sitting there with a straight face saying no cheating with a list in front of you? You've literally got a list in front of you, man.
It's up here, mate. Down here for dancing. Up here for
What's on the bit of paper then? What's on the bit of paper?
Down here for dancing. Yeah.
Hey,
What's on the bit of paper?
players that played for Town and Crewe. that I know.
Right. 1 to 11s. First of all, Matt, your 11 is here. Talk us
No.
through it.
Yeah. Look, I don't think you can see this because of the
Figure.
Darren Salter comment, but I've got Hladky in goal.
Have you?
Give him a game. Crying out loud. I'm not going up. Give him some game time for crying out loud. He's sat on the bench since
Hladky?
October, isn't he? Yeah, give him a match. See how he gets on. I've kept. I was tempted to put Baggett in, but I've kept the 3: Donatian, Wolfenden, and Burgess. Big T doesn't get dropped, even though I don't think he's not had 2 good games. Rotherham and Wigan. Morsey. Now Donegal's captain. Thompson, I thought, was very good from the bench on Tuesday night. I know a few people thought he was at fault for the second goal, but I liked his attacking endeavour. Much better than Penny for me. He was out with probably a dead leg anyway. Burns, I've stuck on the right. I know Rich doesn't agree with that one. I'll leave that with him. And then I'm bringing Piggott in. Yeah, give him some game time. Look, we've tried Norwood, we've tried Bond. Give Piggott another go. And then I've got Chaplin and Selina at either side. There
Chris
you go.
Boyd says, final
Prove
2
it.
games. Axe all the loan players. Blood the academy kids. I couldn't care if we lose both games 20-0. Kids getting a chance might help us next year.
Let me
Amy,
tell
before
you, Chris would be pissed off if we lost 20-0 to Greg.
I think we
We
all
all
would. Amy, before I get Rich's team on the screen, you've got Matt's in front of you. I'll let you be the judge and jury and
Crewe, wouldn't
executioner
it,
this
Amy? That'd
evening.
be Crewe.
What do you make of the team there from Mr. Mogul?
Hladky in goal, you can get in the bin, Matthew. I do
He's
not
still a
think
good keeper
so.
for me. Look, I've been
Nah,
up
look,
side.
For me, this from now on, in fact, for me, it's been like this for a good couple of months now. We are thinking about next season. We
Yeah.
need to be playing and thinking about next season. There's absolutely no way Hladky is going to be in goal next season. We've just been talking about Walton, so that would be ridiculous. The only thing for me is I actually quite like what you say about Piggott. I'm with you on that.
Okay, no.
I can go for that because I haven't got a clue what the answer is up front, and I don't think the answer is at the club at the moment. Personally, this might be a conversation for a different show, but I wouldn't be too disappointed if Chelina goes at the end of the summer and doesn't come back. At the beginning of the summer. I personally prefer our team when Aluko is playing, so I would have him there next to Burns myself.
Fair enough.
I really like him. I like
He's
him a
injured.
lot. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He was
Well, isn't it a
Tuesday,
good thing I'm not manager then? I hadn't realised he was.
Get
No
out there.
goals and no assists under McKenna for Aluko. And people
it's a-
still rave about him.
It's a big shame he's
understand.
injured because you're missing his goals, you're missing his assists.
Yeah.
They both combine to the same number. I'll let you decide what that is.
Big.
I think he makes a huge difference when he's on the pitch.
Zero.
He's a class above everybody else, in my opinion.
I
In
love
my
how the
humble
fan base
opinion.
is so split on these things. Keep Selina, let him go. Aluko, give him another deal. No, let him go. He's, I like that.
Fair enough.
I'll
All right,
stick with
Rich, your team.
I don't think you can predict what it's going to look like at the end of the end of the summer, can you? At the minute, I suppose it's going to make it exciting,
Yeah.
or I'm just going to go into hibernation for a couple of months and for
Wow.
3 months, and I'll reappear at the end of July when we know what's going on.
Yeah.
The fisherman wants Wrecking Ball 2.0 to come back.
Yeah.
He's dusting the Wrecking Ball out and he's going to destroy the whole bloody lot.
Including the manager.
No, well, I'll let him think about
Bless
the manager.
him.
Rich, here's your team. KVY back at right, comes back in at right wing back.
Yeah.
That's really the only big sort of swooping statement you've made, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think Wes, according to my source, I don't think he's going to make it. He's got a
Oh,
dodgy
really?
ankle. Yeah.
Oh.
He done
He
it
did take
early
him
on.
off, didn't he?
Done it early Tuesday. So I think they're assessing him, but I wouldn't have thought it's a nothing game. They're not going to risk it.
Yeah.
They're not going to
He
risk
knows
it.
I'm going. He's like, oh, Amy's there. We're going to lose. So there's no point in me making that long journey.
So I'm bringing KVY back in. Let's see what he can do at wing back. You know,
Really,
he impressed when he come back from, when he
Lovely
signed
shout.
in them first 9 games.
Featured, has he really, since he got sent off at Wimbledon?
No. Pre-assists.
Pre-assist.
Oh, I've heard all this.
Pre-assessed.
It's ridiculous. But there we go. Decent team. KVY, they were putting him through his paces a bit rigorously on Tuesday night before the game, opposite the cobble stand. So read into that what you will.
Jeremy's asking, Matt, who Big T is.
Come on, Jeremy. Come on. Big T.
I have to admit, I'm
Atkinson.
struggling to figure it out.
Big Atkinson. Big Tyreek.
Oh, Tyreek. Okay, yeah.
The physical presence, the physical menace in our midfield.
Yeah. It'll be a next
Clearly,
season.
I need to memorise first names as well as second names.
Craig, Luca must go. Anyone noticed he can't finish a game? Legs have gone.
Hmm.
Mike, Gov's got money on Burns scoring hat-tricks at the weekend. If anyone would do, trust me, it would be me. Although surely you get a refund if you don't. If there doesn't even play a minute of the game, surely.
I don't think you do.
No.
Yeah, I do think if he's not starting, you get your money back.
Betting is a mug's game, isn't it?
Well, Matt said he could turn £5 into 30 quid.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll give you Moby's £5 and you can turn it into 30 quid.
I've done that on my shoulders. Don't hate it.
Joe Bradley, not a pre-assist. It's called a key pass, by the way. Means the pass that leads to a shot on goal. Well, I can find out his key passes per game, Joe. While I do that, score prediction time. Matt, start with you. What is your score prediction, please?
I'll be amazed if we don't beat Crewe. It's quite a close game at Pullman Road when we had to rely on Selena's little wonder goal, didn't we? I think we'll probably beat them 3-0.
3-0.
We're scoring more goals again. 3-0, yeah. Come on, bottom of the table.
Okay, lovely. Love it. Rich, score prediction?
2-0.
2-0. So 3-0 from the Mogul, 2-0 from the Cruncher. Aluko's key passes, by the way, 0.6. You ask the questions, I deliver the facts. What can I do? I can't paint a picture that isn't there. Amy, your score prediction, please.
She'll go 6-0, Amy. She wants to see goals.
She does.
I would bloody love to see some goals. I think I've seen one all season. I'm either going to go like a big 6-0 or like a 2-1 defeat. I've just got a feeling this season is going to finish the way the rest of it has gone. It's going to be a 2-1 defeat, I think. For me, anyway. The only win I've seen was that absolutely diabolical game at Keepmoat Stadium, where we should have been so much better.
I'll tell you, we're the winner.
Yeah.
Lethal from a yard.
Yeah.
I'm all about fairness in this
Big T
show.
scores, I'll run on the pitch.
So I want to just clarify 0.6 for Aluko, 0.8 for Chappers, 1.8 for Bersant Selena.
Ooh.
So, Bersant Selena, in giving me due, is head and shoulders above the other two. But then, it's another Aluko myth. You could write a book on these Aluko myths, I think. But
The Aluko myth.
The Aluko myths.
Thesis by Martin Lambert.
Get Jonathan Franks up the YouTube video. That was fake. That was a lie. That wasn't so. My favourite video on the internet of all time. Go and search it out. Right, we're done. Player connections. Here we go. Amy,
very quickly.
Let's dust them off because we've got to kick you both out to get the boxing show on.
Right, so I have got I didn't tell you about the food as well. When you get to the ground, apparently the away stand is the ice cream bandstand, which I'm rather enjoying.
Ice cream
And you can get the Alex Whopper cheeseburgers. So guess what Amy's having at halftime?
The Alex Whopper.
Amy loves a Whopper.
Right, so I've got a midfielder, a defender, midfielder, right back, another midfielder, and a forward. And then I've got a wild card as well.
Hang on, so who you got?
There is a right back, 2 midfielders, and a forward.
Okay. All right. Right.
And do you want to pick one each?
Yeah, I will take the right back.
Oh, I think you've got that already.
Is it David Wright?
It is spot on.
Back of the net.
Love it.
Over to you two.
Go on, Matt.
What's that? A midfielder, did you say? A midfielder?
We've got 2 midfielders and a forward now.
I'll take one of the midfielders. Let's go. What year did he play at Town then, Amy?
Oh, well, one of them's already been mentioned. So I think what we'll do is you can have the midfielder and Rich can have the forward. So yeah, Hakeem Harper has already been used. Right. So this midfielder is thanks to Lewis Robertson, who helped me find, and Ben Moore, who helped me find some players earlier today because I've been a bit pushed for time. So 46-year-old midfielder, played for Crewe in the 98 and 99 season. He came to us in 99. George Burley brought him here.
Come on,
he was part of the team
Matthew.
that went up.
Come on, Matt.
He was a replacement for Kieran Dyer at the time.
Scored one of the best goals Amy I've ever seen for Town.
God, it's bloody Jermaine, isn't it?
Yeah, spot on.
He used to annoy me.
Jermaine who? Jackson? Who? Come on, who is it?
Jermaine Wright.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I was never really a big fan of Jermaine until his last season with us when he started scoring worldies.
No, neither was my dad. My late
Jammer.
dad.
Yeah. Let's just put Jammer.
Jammer, that's it.
He was head of the Jermaine Wright Appreciation Society, which obviously was a sarcastic term for we're not fans in this block.
And then Rich, the 39-year-old forward, played for Crewe between 2003 and 2007. He went from there to Charlton, Derby, Portsmouth, Leeds and Blackburn.
Ain't nobody like Luke Varney.
There we are. Well done.
And I've got 3 more.
I've got a few more myself.
Let me do my wild card and then let's see what Rich has got. So he didn't actually play for Ipswich, but he does have a connection. He played for Crewe on loan from Chelsea in the 2016. Well done. I knew it would be you that won it today. How weird is that?
Very good.
Mr. Kawamia's nephew.
Kiwamia. Yeah, very good.
And also found out today that Jermaine Wright is Ian Wright's cousin, which I never knew.
I've got a couple
apparently,
of players
according to Wiki.
I've got Nick Colgan, remember him?
Yes.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah. Nathan Ellerton, big bad. Nathan Ellerton.
Absolutely useless.
And Mark Rivers.
See, I see Mark Rivers play for Town in a pre-season friendly at Peterborough, and he's on my list. So I've got another one. Gary Roberts.
Was he?
And another lad, he came on for Crewe, Matt, at Portman Road this season. And he was at the Town Academy.
Oh, Ben Knight.
There you go.
Yeah, very good. Good connections there. Very good.
Love it. Well, according to my man on Twitter, who always comes and tells me how many the actual total is, I've forgotten what his name is. Jim. Jim on Twitter says apparently there's 16 altogether. 16, the oldest was born in 1919 and the youngest was born in 2000. I'm assuming that's the lad that you've just mentioned. But yeah, that was a good one. Well done, chaps.
Good stuff. Great show. We are back live in the next 30 seconds to 1 minute with talking knockouts. Tyson Fury, you have, Dillian White, join us for that. But this is the fusion of all fusions. It has been Away Day Guide meets final look ahead. Amy, Rich, I really appreciate you both joining me this evening. You're going to the game on Saturday, Amy? Are you?
Yeah, my last game of the season. Cannot wait, really.
But if you want me for the ticket,
you
could go on the match day.
I am available.
I have to survey the diary to make sure I've not double booked, but yes, I probably will take you up on that offer. Oh no, he's empty chaired. Look,
I'm not around on Sunday.
Look at that! Look, the Mogul's kitchen, empty chaired. But
where am I Sunday? Where am I Sunday? I sent you the song this morning at 6:02. Amy's drinking it. Bottle of red wine ready to pour. Who am I going to watch?
UB40.
Who?
UB40.
No.
Red wine.
Bottle of red wine ready to pour. Who sung that?
Is it the person that I'm going to see tomorrow night?
Who is it? Is
Craig
he wearing
David.
tracksuit? Yes, I'm going to see Craig David in Liverpool.
Ditto.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to to be better without what's been holding